Do you feel like that you're all over the place, have a million different ideas going on, all this activity, but you can't get anything done? Well, in the wise words of Mr. Miyagi, your focus needs focus. Hey everybody, my name is Stephen Capps, and I help overwhelmed business owners overcome adversity so you can avoid the crash and burn and have the life and business that you want. I thought I would do something new and different. I have a podcast called Pull Up and Thrive, and I have this is episode 51. I just got finished recording. I thought it'd be neat to upload it to YouTube. Let me know what you think. In the words of all-wise Mr. Miyagi, your focus needs focus on today's show, so buckle up because here we go.
You're listening to Pull Up and Thrive, and this is your host, Stephen Capps.
Well, hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Pull Up and Thrive. Super excited to be here with you today on this new show, program, whatever this is. I don't even know. It's a podcast. I am so excited that you are here with me, and I am recording a video for YouTube as well. I am now on YouTube. We have a channel there where I'm going to be putting out the same quality content that you have come to grow, love, and expect from Pull Up and Thrive. So go over there. I will drop a link in the show notes as always. So run over there and check it out. Make sure to subscribe, comment, let me know what you think. Would love to have you over there. So let me ask you a question. What is the difference between a bonfire and a cutting torch? I mean, they're both fire, right? You have a bonfire and it's bigger, and you have a cutting torch and it's focused. A bonfire is sort of all over the place and big, and it puts off the heat, but a cutting torch is the same fire, but it's focused. A cutting torch, you can cut through steel. A bonfire, you can roast some marshmallows and you can have a great time. But our problem as entrepreneurs is that we're all over the place. We're the bonfire. We're raging and roaring, and we're getting stuff done and making it happen, and we're not for sure what we're making happen, but hey, we are getting it done. So our focus needs focus. If you're wanting to start a franchise, how would you do it? Would you start 5 or 6 all at one time? Or would you start one and work out all of the bugs, work out all the systems, create one perfect model, and then you would multiply other locations after that? That's how you would properly do a franchise in a 10-second version of starting a franchise. But we have to do the same thing in our lives. But what we do is that we start this over here, and we see this over here, and we got to do that too, and we're over here, and we're doing this, and we got all these things going on at one time, which is fine, but we're not focused on one thing. And I know as entrepreneurs, that is hard. So I wanted to put together a show, The Power of Focus, not only to help you, but also to help myself. I need to be constantly reminded, Steve, your focus needs focus. So, number one, you have to understand yourself. It was not until the last few years that I've really seen the power of understanding myself in a good and healthy way. I have to know what I am good at. What am I good at? And I don't mean, well, I can make a podcast and I can do some welding and I'm a pretty good painter because I've done that for a long time. All that is great. That is great, but we have to go deep. Why am I good at the things that I'm good at? And as I dig deep, I'm a really good problem solver. And I have tenacity. I will stick with something until I see it through to the end. because sometimes I think I'm just not smart enough to quit. But I'm a problem solver. If you were to narrow it down on why I'm good at certain things, it's because I'm a problem solver. I have tenacity, stick-to-itiveness. What are you good at? What are your strengths? And we have to face the facts that we have weaknesses. There are things that I am just not good at, and no matter how hard I try to focus on this thing, I'm going to mess it up because I'm not good at that. One of the things that I'm not good at are the details. I am not good at details. I have to really, really focus. Now, I've been in business long enough that I know that details are super important. But details are not easy for me. I'm a big picture guy. I'm a get the job done guy. So I'm not real strong in the details. So we have to know what we're good at, know our strengths. So there are tasks, projects, things that we do that we're just naturally good at. And then there are the deep things. I'm a problem solver, tenacity. I can stick with it. And then we have to know and understand our weaknesses. And then for our weaknesses, we need to put systems in place, whatever we need to do to make up for those weaknesses. Because we cannot just be going so hard and charging with our strengths and our weaknesses are making a mess behind us. We do not want that. So we have to answer the question, because we will be trying to focus on tasks that we're not good at if we're not careful, and we don't want that. So number one, you have to understand yourself. And something I would recommend is the DISC assessment is great. The Enneagram personality test, those are super great for understanding how you're wired. Those are super, super important. So number two, what do you really want? What do you want? Really? Why are you doing all of this? And we have to go deep and not just on the surface and, a man's got to eat, I got to make money. Yes, that is important, but we have to go down deep. Why do I really want to do this? Why all of the activity? Because we want to make sure that we're doing it all in a healthy way and not I'm doing this for approval. I'm doing this to have value. We don't want to live a life like that because you have value. Your life has value and meaning no matter if you do anything or not, because my value does not come from what I do. My value comes from who I am. I am a son of God. I am a child of God, made in His image, so I have value. So I am not the things that I do. Texas Gates Handyman Service, the podcast, YouTube, all of those are things that I do. That is not Stephen Capps. Those are only things that I do, and my value does not come from that. And neither should yours. Your value comes from your Creator. Your value comes from Almighty God. So we want to do these things in a healthy way. So why do I do the things that I do? I worked on this exercise myself. I'm not just feeding you the dog food, I'm eating it too. But what do I want? And then what I came up with for me is I want a stress-reduced life. Okay, I don't want a bunch of drama. I don't want to create things that cause problems or there's potential drama, which anything that we do, there's always a chance of a problem or drama. But I want a stress-reduced life. But what we do, if we're not careful, is that we're going after all these shiny objects that have nothing to do with what we want. We're like a crazy cat chasing the laser on the wall. because it's something new, it's something different, it is something shiny. Out of everything that you want to do, what is the one thing that you would do for free? What is it? Out of all of the things that you do, what is the one thing that you would do it even if you weren't paid to do it? Because maybe that's what you really want. We have all of this activity, all of these things are going on. But if we could do one thing, so if you're trying to put your finger on it, all right, what do I want? What do I really, really want? How's that song go? Tell me what I want, what I really, really want. No, I am not a singer. That is not one of my strengths. But what do you want? Because we don't want to be going after these shiny new objects. So what is the one thing that you would do for free? Out of all the things that you do. See, I love helping people. And I would do that, well, heck, I do it all the time for free. Now, nobody get any crazy ideas. It is a business. But I help people all the time. In regular, everyday life, anytime I encounter someone, and if they will put the draw on me, I am there to help them. So what is that thing that you would do for free? But we have to find out what we want so we can focus on the right things. And number 3, make a schedule that reflects your focus. Don't just say, I want to do this. Don't just say, I want to focus on this. This is my passion. I would do this for free. Don't just talk, you have to do. Make a schedule that reflects your focus. So if we want to say that we want to work out, schedule it. Schedule it. Stop making excuses. Schedule it. I want to work out every day, Monday through Friday at 7 a.m. Put it on your schedule. I want to podcast every Tuesday. I want to do a YouTube every Wednesday. Well, I have to schedule it. If I really want to focus on those things, schedule it. Whatever that is, you have to schedule it. You have to make time for the important but not urgent. Things like you have to maintain your vehicle. You have to rotate the tires. You have to work out. You have to meet with your financial advisor. Date nights with your spouse. These things are all important but not urgent. And if you do not schedule them, you will be able to schedule them whenever you're in the hospital because you haven't been taking care of your body. You will have time to schedule that overhaul of your car because you haven't been changing the oil. You'll have time to schedule it whenever you're in marriage counseling. We have to schedule what is important. Number 4, do what works for you. I am the guy that buys all the planners, all the things to organize, and it's just one more piece of junk piled up in the corner. Do what works for you. What works for me? Google a calendar has worked great for me. Siri reminders. Hey Siri, remind me to do XYZ at 5 o'clock. Now it's out of my brain. I don't have to think about it, but it's scheduled. Hire a coach, hire a trainer, hire a professional organizer. We have to do whatever it takes to produce the outcome that we're driving towards. We just don't want to be another person. I don't want to be another person that's always talking but never doing. The power is in the doing. Something happens whenever you get information and you put your hand to it. One of my favorite scriptures, whatsoever you put your hand to, you will be blessed in all that you do. So we have to put our hand to it. All right, let's put a bow on this. Number 1, you have to understand yourself. 2, what do you want? Really? 3, make a schedule that reflects your focus. 4, do what works for you. Thank you so much for joining me. If you can do these 4 things, you too can overcome adversity, avoid the crash and burn, and have the life and business that you want. If this episode has been valuable to you, write me a review. Share it with someone who needs the encouragement. So thank you so much for joining me. Till next time, I'm Stephen Capps. You're the best.
You've been listening to Pull Up and Thrive with Stephen Capps.
Life's tough. Life's unfair. And the sooner that we can all realize that, the better off we will be.
While that's finishing up, thank you so much for joining me on this special YouTube live version of my podcast. If this has been valuable to you, please subscribe and like and share. Till next time.
Judge a person on how they fix them.